Why do I look bald? I promise I have hair. You just can't see it. So I look like I don't have any hair. Hi guys, it's Izzy, and today I'm going to be doing the Pride book tag. Seeing as it's June, it's the perfect time to do it. This tag was originally created by Common Spence. I'll put the original video down in the description box. This tag was created for each of the colours in the Pride flag to represent something different. Each colour does actually have an actual meaning in the flag, and each of those meanings have been put to a bookish question. So let's get on with the video. The first question is Red, a book with a spirited protagonist who is proud of who they are, someone who gives you life, and that is Bree from On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. This book was fantastic. I think I may have even liked it more than The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, but this is a book about a girl called Bree who wants to become a rapper like her dad, but her family is very poor, and it means she's struggling to be able to pursue her dreams. Bree is just like the epitome of a spirited protagonist. She is so sure of who she is, so sure of who she wants to be, even though the world around her doesn't really seem to be accepting her for what she wants to be and what she wants to do. But she's really determined throughout this book. She's really sure of where she wants to go, and she's such a great character. It's really what sold the book for me was Bree. She was just like the heart and soul of the book. The next question is to do with Orange, which is healing. This is a book that made you as a reader find a deeper meaning or catharsis in your own life. For me, that book is We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. This book really just came to me exactly at the time I needed it, and I will always be so glad that I read it at the time I did. This is a book about a boy whose boyfriend just has recently committed suicide, and he is taken by these aliens, and he is given the choice of whether in 90 days he wants to save the world or not. He can let it be destroyed, or he can press a button to save it. His life is very difficult. He's dealing with a lot of grief, a very difficult home life, and overall he doesn't know if he thinks the world is worth saving, so he goes on that journey, and that's what the book follows. I love this book, gave it 5 stars because it just really hit home for me and really just again made me find a deeper meaning in my life, and it was definitely a catharsis. I cried a lot in this book, but I love it. The next question is for Yellow, which is Sunshine, and that is a book that fills you with so much joy and can brighten even your darkest days. I have chosen 2 books for that because I'm a cheater. I can't be stopped, just such a rebel. But that is Percy Jackson for me. I love everything Rick Riordan has ever written. Like, I have bought every single book he's written. I am obsessed with all his books. These were what I grew up with alongside Harry Potter. I mean, I could have chosen Harry Potter for this question, but I thought I'd, be a little bit more original, or try and be a little bit more original. But I'm just obsessed with these books. It's, if you don't know, about children who are half god, half human, so they're demigods, and they have to do a lot of monster fighting, and the cast of characters in this are so wonderful. I love Percy, the main character. He's absolutely hilarious. I love his relationship with Annabeth and his best friend Grover. They are 3 of my favourite ever characters, and I'm obsessed with them. This question could be any of Rick Riordan's books or series because I love them all, but this one holds much more of a nostalgia for me personally. But it's just hilarious, it's so quick moving, it's so fun to read. There's literally never a dull moment, it's just pure enjoyment. The other book I'm going to choose for this is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is a graphic novel. This is about two boys, Nick and Charlie, who meet in a British high school and develop a friendship and then a romantic relationship. I'm obsessed with Alice Oseman, as you'll see. I've got another book of hers in this tag alone. I love her, and I especially love Heartstopper. This is just such an endearing story, and it's so quick and easy to read, obviously, because it's a graphic novel, but the art style is so cute, and I just love the characters, and I just have to look at like one panel to make me smile because it's just so lovely. The next question is Green, which is nature, and that is a book that is set out of this world in a different reality. For that one, I am going to choose one of my all-time favourite series, which is Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. I love this book. If I could give this book to everyone in the whole entire world, I would, because it's so delightful. I don't like to compare it to Harry Potter because plot-wise it really isn't similar at all, except for like the characters are the same age, but feeling-wise this book is just so magical and whimsical. It really does remind me of Harry Potter and Percy Jackson actually, but it's definitely in a league of its own in terms of plot. It doesn't try to replicate anything like that, which I think is what really set it apart, because it really just was its own book and its own world, and I want to live in Nevermore basically. That's why I chose this for another reality. Send me to Nevermore please, that's where I want to live for the rest of my life. This is about a girl called Morrigan Crow. She is counted as a cursed child because of when she was born, which means in her, where she lives, she is blamed for everything that happens in the town because she's cursed. But one night, the day she's supposed to die, she is whisked off to the world of Nevermore, where she has to compete in trials to get into the Wondrous Society. And it's just the most magical book I have read in such a long time. The second book, Wondersmith, is also incredible. I might have even liked that one better, which is rare because second books usually really suffer like a mid-book slump, even though this is actually going to be at least six books. So I can't wait for the next books. I'm obsessed with this. I want to live with Morrigan and a giant cat called Fenestra in a hotel that changes every day into what you want it to be. Like, who doesn't want that? Sign me up. Like, literally take me there. Take me there now. Please. Thanks. The next question is for Blue, which is peace. That is where a book where a character finds peace with a difficult truth. For that, I am going to go with Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Again, I'm obsessed with her. Literally everyone just needs to read all her books, especially Radio Silence, I Was Born for This, and Heartstopper. Those are my three favourites. I love this book. I think everyone who's read it has adored it. Everyone I've seen who's read it has adored it. I love it. It also has a really cute cover. This is a book about a girl called Frances who thinks that her worth is in academics. That's where she shines, and so that is where she should put all her effort, but she has a secret passion for a podcast called University, and she makes art for that podcast, and one day the creator of that podcast reaches out to her and asks her to work with him on it, and they develop a lovely friendship that's literally the most wholesome friendship I've ever read in a book. Like, they're like platonic soulmates, and it is maybe my favourite friendship of all time. Frances and Aled are just like two of my favourite characters ever, and together they're even better. But in this, Frances struggles through a journey of... Actually, Frances and Aled struggle through a journey of what they want to do now that they're finishing high school and that they're moving into university, and basically being pushed into something they're not really sure they want to do. Aled becomes extremely depressed once he goes to university, and Frances is being pushed to go to university even though she secretly wants to follow her passion in the arts, but she doesn't feel like that's a worthy enough path to follow. Their journey throughout this book is incredible, and Alice Oseman is one of the most wonderful writers I've ever read, and I can't wait for her next book. And this book definitely holds a special place in my heart as well. The final question is Purple, which is Spirit. That is a book that deals with LGBT plus characters and also religious themes. I think the answer for almost everybody is Autobiography by Christina Lauren. This book is about a boy called Tanner who is bisexual and moves to a very religious, specifically Mormon town, whereas he was out in his old town. He is no longer out because of where they live, and it's about him. He starts a writing class at his new school, and one of the teaching assistants is a boy called Sebastian, who is gay but Mormon, and it's about their relationship and the struggle Sebastian has with being gay and also with being Mormon. This book was really well done. They showed both sides of the appeal to Mormonism, obviously why Mormons, you know, are religious in the first place, but also the harming sort of shame cycles that come along with that religion. It was really well balanced, and I think they tackled that conversation really well, in my opinion. I think the relationship between Tanner and Sebastian I really loved. I really loved the ending, and everything about this is just really well done, basically. That's all I have to say about it. I think the conversation around LGBT plus issues within Mormonism were really well executed. That is the final question of the Pride book tag. Again, I will link the original video down in the description below. I hope you enjoyed, and I will speak to you next time.